Greetings, it is January 12th, 2014, and I pulled out the one proof I own of a stone litho I had done at Peacock Prints Centre in Aberdeen, Scotland in 1987 during the 5 months that I was international artist in residence at the Aberdeen Art Gallery. It's called Jimmy Furneaux's Tales of the Expected, and it's a triple portrait. And Jimmy Furneaux was a local artist in Aberdeen raised, and he was actually the only Aberdonian, a native Aberdonian, who really befriended me during the time there. My other friends were from Cape Town, from London, from St. Andrews, and Jimmy was a good bloke, a really good guy, and very good draftsman, very fine etcher, and so I asked him one day if I could do a portrait of him, and I would have him do a portrait of me. And we found there was one free limestone, like lithography there at the center, and it had this industrial brouhaha on it from it says Glenfield and Kennedy Limited, Kilmarnock, Glenfield pressure recorder, Fig, I assume for figure number. It looks like Hill, or HIII or something. And between these two orbs, I drew Jimmy, who, for fun, I used to tell him, I used to call him Leon for fun, because he reminded me, he had this certain mad look about him. He reminded me of Trotsky. And at least there's a famous photo, I think by Robert Capa, if I'm not mistaken, of Trotsky giving a speech, and I can almost see that here in the portrait of Jimmy's face, and big shock of hair between the two orbs. And I was so glad I hadn't been back to Scotland until 2008, when I returned to do some guest teaching, and I got to see Jimmy, visited him at his house for about a half hour. He was shaking. He had cancer, and his hands were shaking. We had tea in the kitchen of his house, and I got to meet his wife, and it was a good visit. He was really happy to see me, and I was really pleased to see him. I had hoped to return to Aberdeen to do a drawing of him. He was artistically incredibly, kind of like equivalent to photogenic. But I didn't get back to see him again, and just a few days ago I found out that he had passed on a year ago. Made me sad. Jimmy drew my portrait here. It says Seagan by Furnow, and talk about memory and aging. I don't remember if he did this of me, if I did that of him, or what. But anyway, but I know at least this one here was done by me, and this one here was done by him. So it says, some of the writing is a bit hard to make out here. It says, Jimmy Furneaux reminisces about his, I think, past loves. It says, boys will be boys, eh? And I haven't deciphered all the script that I drew with litho crayon going around here yet. It does, here it says something, it looks like art laddies. This has lots of clasps over here. Anyway, there you have it. One proof was given to the Aberdeen Art Gallery, which is in their collection. Another proof came back with me to Seattle, and I brought it along with a whole bunch of prints I had brought back from Northeast Scottish printmakers that went into the Vivian and Gordon Gilkey Prints Collection, one of the largest prints collections in the West Coast, at the Portland Art Museum in Oregon. So very pleased that it ended up there. And the proof I own is 9 out of 16. I'm sure Jimmy got a proof or two. There you have it. Jimmy Furneaux's Tales of the Expected. I spelled his name Furnow. He actually spelled it, the family, Furneaux, which is just too French and just kidding, too fancy for me. Furnow is what it sounded like. So Jimmy Furneaux's Tales of the Expected, and he really got a kick out of the Tales of the Expected, because everyone expects tales of the unexpected, but with Jimmy, he was a born yacker, and could tell a good tall tale or two. So there you have it.